little talk with myself this morning when I was getting dressed and said, now you know how emotional you can get. You need to suck it up. But I can tell you, it's just about all I can do to suck it up. You know, this is an awesome opportunity for Wally and I. There's a lot of responsibility that goes with it, and I don't take that lightly. I'm very humbled by the fact that I've been asked to lead this awesome district this year. We've worked really hard the last few years getting here. I feel like we've done what we needed to do to get prepared, and it's through the support of many of the people in this room. You know, think about it. We have 11 past district governors here, plus a sitting governor and a future governor that's here that I know is just a phone call away. I've had 4 or 5 past district governors call me this week that couldn't come today and tell me that they're there for me. And my leadership team, wow. Could I have the presidents that's going to serve with me to stand up now? I don't think we asked them a while ago, but there's quite a few of the presidents. Julie, thank you, thank you. I look forward to serving with you this year. You know, when we were in Sao Paulo for the International Convention, I've heard lots of speakers, and I've heard RI President Gary Wong say many things over this last 2 years. But he said something that I've really thought about, and thought about it in line with be a gift to the world. Of course, as RI President, he does on a broader scale what governors get to do in their district, and that's he's traveled and he has made himself available for so many opportunities to see the work of Rotarians around the world. But someone had asked him, if you had a wish, what would that wish be for Rotary? And at first he kind of thought, well, we need members. We need people to support the Rotary Foundation so we can do our work. And then he stopped and he said, no, what I would like is for everyone to experience and see what I have seen this year. To see the good work, to see the gifts that Rotarians around the world are giving and doing that make our world a better place and bring us just a little closer to peace in the world. So I thought about that a lot, and then I thought about being a gift to the world. Rotary has been such a gift to me. You know, August will be 15 years, but I just can't remember when I wasn't a Rotarian. And I just can't even think about what my life would be like if I didn't have Rotary in it. But what I want to do during this year is I want to learn everything that's being done that I can possibly learn about in our district. All the good, all the gifts that the Rotarians, the 2,300 plus Rotarians in this district are doing. Some of those things are big things, some of those things are little things, but they really change lives. And then I want to try to bring those things to the forefront so that the average Rotarian in our district knows not just what you're doing in your club, but what's being done, what's all the good, what's all the gifts. I hope when we have our district conference next April, we've arranged for a huge room for our Hall of Friendship. I remember back when we had our district conference in Texas City a few years ago, and it seemed like just about every club had a display. I want us to display the good work that we're doing. And I want us to take time come next April that we look around and we see the gifts that we've given and see the changes that we've made. You know, sometimes what we do is very simple. Where's Chuck Moore? Chuck's here. Okay, Chuck, these centerpieces, Chuck made those, made the actual frame there about 10 years ago. And I can't tell you how many different ways that little project that he did in his garage have made a difference. They have brought happiness to us in many, many adventures. Now, my sweet friend Janet Millicent, she took that base, and she created an even very appropriate centerpiece for today. You know, these are little things that sometimes we might think, oh, I was just making a centerpiece, but they truly do make a difference. So this year, I want us to really focus on what are those gifts that we receive as Rotarians, and what are those gifts that we give. And I know with the support in this room and all the other Rotarians that this is going to be an awesome, awesome year. And I thank you very much. Now, why did we include Rotary Club of Lake Conroe's installation today? Well, you know, I'll be the first district governor from our club that celebrated its 20 years this year. And for those of you who have had a district governor, you know, being the club of the governor brings on lots of responsibilities. So we felt like, hey, you're in it with me, babe. Let's come on and go for it. So that's why we decided that we would combine our installations. And I guess it's time now for us to install Gary's board.
Successful Rotary clubs are a direct result of a strong leadership team, and it is my pleasure for the second time to install the officers and directors of the Rotary Club of Lake Conroe. So would you please come forward as I call your name, and ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until the installation is complete. Our directors, administration, David Anderson, membership, Danella Mead, public image, Robert Morrison, service, Charles Chutmore, service, Rick Adams, foundation, Craig Jones, and then the officers, President-elect Audrey Blevins-Winkle, Secretary Victoria Edwards, Treasurer Charlie Parada, and past President Craig Jones. Rotarians, you have been called upon by the members of your club to hold key positions, and you have been chosen because of your skills and commitment to the object of Rotary. Your collective experience and your compassion for your fellow man constitutes a strong and supportive board of directors. It will be your responsibility to support the work of President Gary, one another, and perform the duties of your office as prescribed. I encourage you to aim high and strive for excellence in carrying out the duties of your office, according to the club constitution and bylaws. As you commit to these responsibilities, remember it is the synergy in your club which will produce a highly successful year. Will you accept this charge? I now pronounce you duly installed as the 2015-2016 officers and directors of the Rotary Club of Lake Conroe, and offer my sincere wishes for a highly successful year. Rotarians and guests, please join me in congratulating the new club leadership. You may be seated. And now, please join me in welcoming to the podium our President-elect, Gary Millison. How many of you in the audience have been a club president? Raise your hand. A lot of you. In hindsight, were there some things that you really wish you had done a little bit differently, or perhaps initiated another type project? I think all of us probably would like to have a second chance. Well, guess what? Gary gets a second chance. He and I served as president the same year in 2005, 2006, and so it just comes that he has a lot of experience behind him and can fall back on that as he leads his club to another successful year. So if you will, Gary, please raise your hand. Do you pledge to fulfill the office of president and abide by the rules and bylaws of the club and Rotary International? I do. All right, then I duly install you, and congratulations.
Before my acceptance speech, I think we need to take a minute. It's going to be such a good speech, you're going to have to relax a little bit. But, we missed one item. I think, Craig, we wanted to have you come up and do the thank you for the outgoing board real quickly. And as soon as we do that, I will have my acceptance speech. I'll be able to think about it. I haven't written it yet, so I'll be able to think about it.
Pounds just trying to get through the chairs to get up here each time, but that's right, I am. Like Gary, I was president of this club before. I was president in 1999-2000, which interestingly enough was the last year that we hosted the district conference. And the second go around, I must say that being president has changed a whole bunch. And I really want to personally thank, and I'll do it with more detail at an actual club meeting, my board for literally having my back and guiding me through this with all the changes and the new detail and the new endless emails that Rotary now is. And I just really want to thank them. And what we've done is what my gift will be is I tried as much as I could to kind of come up with a thought that each of my board members will get 2 Rotary wine glasses and then a selected bottle of wine that I picked for each one of them. And then we also have, Pixie, what's the name of the drink? Fireballs that everybody will get in honor of the steak and beans dinner that we will all remember. So that is in your package, and I'm going to have my wife, Pixie, help me out with this. And the first one is for Betty Capel, and it is Rare Find, is the wine I've selected, because Betty is indeed a rare find. And you talk about having my back. She has it. Thank you, Betty. Okay, our club treasurer this past year was Charlie Pareda. And this was the easiest one I had to pick, and I selected from Bernhardt Winery, Aggie Blush. Okay, next we actually had a board member that went from public image to really being membership chairman for Gary's year, but she was certainly for the last couple months mine. And I selected her for her to for her membership gig, we find a bottle of wine called finders keepers.